Hello and welcome to National Focus for Monday, February 24, 2025. I am Julian Morris. In the headlines, work on the Loubiere to Bagatelle Road project commences. 3 electoral reform bills to go to Parliament in March. And NAYA to help agriculture reach its 700 million to GDP by 2030. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. Work on the highly anticipated Loubiere to Bagatelle Road project has started. The major project is expected to upgrade the main road, which is the primary link between Roseau and the southern communities of Belleville-Chopin, Pichelet, Granby, Bagatelle and Font-Saint-Jean. The project was divided into 3 lots to facilitate the execution of the works.
Segment 1 we refer to as from Loubiere Junction to just below Snockconnor by the Brewery Bridge. And that will entail realignment of the road in some areas, a new bridge at Loubiere and a new bridge at Brewery. And there will also be sidewalks in the Loubiere area. So new drains, and we're replacing all the culverts along that segment of road.
He outlined the works to be undertaken in segment 2 and 3.
We'll be doing slope stabilization works in some areas. We're also doing replacement of culverts and retaining walls. So that will be the main focus on that section of work. The segment 3, which comprises from Pichelet to Granby, we'll be replacing the Pichelet Bridge. And as you come on your way there, you will see the equipment there. We'll be replacing the Granby North Bridge, that's by the old boxing plant area. And we will be constructing a new bridge at the Mucham Ravine. That is a bridge that area that has been plagued the area whenever the heavy rains have come. So that will be a new bridge we will construct in that area. For that entire segment of Road 2, we'll be replacing all the culverts, and we'll be having some sidewalks also, and new drains, and some realignment on the road also.
He says while the rain will affect some of the works, they are prepared to work through it.
We know that there might be some weather because this project is going to span 2 hurricane seasons. Whenever we're doing the slope stabilization, we expect it to delay us, and if we're doing any works in the river. Part of the bridge reconstruction is what we call river training. That entails whereby we're doing greater protection to the new infrastructure that will be placed on those areas. So that would entail a lot of concrete works, reshaping the profile of the riverbed in the vicinity where we're working. So we expect that to be affected by the weather. And obviously, if we're doing culverts, there will be drainage issues, but we'll try our best to work with what we have.
Mr. Flosak expects pedestrians and commuters in the area to work with them. He says numerous consultations have been held with the various village councils and the relevant ministries leading up to the commencement of the project.
We also involve other stakeholders. There's a major capital projects office, and other stakeholders will be the Caribbean Development Bank, with the funding is channeled through for this project. And the commuters, we'd expect the commuters full cooperation on this job because there will be inconvenience. We will have some road closures, some temporary, and some road diversion. So in this regard, we will definitely have some issues and some challenges in traffic management. But we will start from the Granby end and work our way to Pichelet to Loubiere. In that way, we will not have to inconvenience the same area twice.
The road will be constructed to the international standards of a 3-star rating. This means the safety features on the road will be taken into immense consideration. 3 pieces of legislation with respect to electoral reform expect to be passed into law in March. Prime Minister the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit says the Electoral Commission Bill 2024, House of Assembly Elections Bill, and the Registration of Electors Bill all went through their first readings in December.
And to give the Electoral Commission the authority to effect the provisions of the law and to allow for electoral reform to be completed in Dominica. What we are engaging ourselves in now, a bipartisan parliamentary committee was established. You have 6 members of the opposition and you have 12 members of the government. So it's a 2-to-1 committee, which in terms of the proportion of the parliament, it is extremely fair. And we have Honorable Dr. Henderson as a co-chair on the government side, and we have the member for Salisbury, Honorable Paul, as one of the other co-chair of this committee, to ensure that all views can contend and there is balance in the chairing and the consideration of this.
This committee is charged with revisiting all the recommendations made by the various stakeholders post the publication of the bills on the government website, as well as the bills taken to Parliament for their first reading. The goal is to see which of those recommendations could be considered for inclusion in the draft bills that will go before Parliament. Just over 2 weeks before Mass Dominic 2025 takes to the streets of Roseau, the village of Maho has launched its village carnival. Saturday, February 22, saw the streets flooded with people excited to take part in the day's activities. The lively parade featured a diverse mix of participants, showcasing the rich cultural heritage of Dominica. Stilt walkers, colorful sensei costumes, flag wavers, and the traditional lapu cabuit were just a few of the captivating sights on the streets. Bouillon bands raised the energy, adding an extra layer to the festivities. Here are some of the highlights. CARICOM Chairman and Prime Minister of Barbados, Honorable Mia Mottley, has closed off the institution's 40th Heads meeting with a call to be more unified and bolder than ever in what she says is a much uglier world since the pandemic.
And where effectively the world has said that might is right, and where small states are often excluded because our orders are too minuscule to command attention. We live in a world where fake news is now the order of the day. And day by day, leaders, not just of governments, but of churches, of private sector, of households, have to worry about the fact that someone will post something that probably is not true about them. We live in a world where the opportunity for facts and shared values in common spaces is becoming rarer and rarer simply because everyone is into their own echo chamber rather than in national entities being able to share and to relate so that we have a common perspective to keep our democracy strong.
The Prime Minister said in a world of grave difficulties confronting us at all levels, partnerships across the world will be important if we are going to survive the many challenges.
I ask us, as we reflect on these matters, to recognize that if this institution of regional unity is to be fit for purpose in the 21st century, the third decade, then it may well require some decisions, Ralph, that those of you like Roosevelt and yourself may have wanted to see in the past, but have eluded us thus far. Freedom of movement of Caribbean people is at the center of who and why we are here. And I trust and pray that we can leave Bridgetown with clarity on this objective. Secondly, the issue of cost of living continues to bedevil too many of our people, and we run the risk that our traditional sources of food may well become more difficult to access because of the climate crisis and because of decisions on the movement of labor. And to that extent, while we have spoken at length always about creating new sources for imports while boosting our production regionally, we can no longer speak about it, but it must become our reality because food and water are the new oil of this 21st century.
She says at the same time, the region's education is in shambles, and the quicker we unite to coordinate the reform that is necessary, the better we'll be, as we cannot continue with the old colonial education system. You are watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Blue and Green Economy is pleased with the decision to relaunch the National Association of Youth in Agriculture, NAYA, last year. This is being done in the context of Dominica's aging farmer population and a mandate to contribute $700 million to Dominica's GDP by 2030.
We pledge our support, and what I need to tell you personally is that as young people, you need to bring in the technology in agriculture. To solve some of our problems, we need new technology, we need innovation. And so we're not only seeing you as a young person with strength and vigor, but the persons young enough to bring in the technology to solve some of the issues. Issues such as pests and diseases, issues such as low productivity, issues such as the high inputs in agriculture. And so we want you to bring your youthfulness and the technology and the innovation.
NAYA has worked tirelessly to ensure that agriculture remains a viable and attractive career path for Dominica's youth.
Today, we stand on the foundation laid by our predecessors and continue to build a brighter future for agriculture in Dominica. In recent years, NAYA has been a driving force in promoting youth engagement in agriculture. We have successfully provided financial support, training and mentorship to young farmers, ensuring that agriculture remains a viable and attractive career option. The government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and Minister Roye, has committed significant resources to youth in agriculture, fostering innovation and sustainability in the sector.
NAYA's annual general meeting took place on Monday. That's news. Now for your weather update. A surface to low-level trough is expected to maintain generally cloudy skies, overcast at times, with periods of scattered light to moderate showers over the island during today. Residents in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks should exercise caution. An increase in dust haze concentration can be expected across the area by Wednesday. Seas are expected to be slight to moderate over the next 48 hours, with waves peaking near 7 feet on the northern, eastern and southeastern coasts, and up to 3 feet on the western coast. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching.